Welcome back to the CryptoFather channel. Today is the 22nd of November, and I'm once again joined by Kevin from Palladium, but today we're talking exclusively about Palladium. Welcome back to the channel, Kevin.
Hey, thanks for having me back again.
Yeah, no problema. Yeah. Today, under completely different circumstances, we're here for you, man, and your project.
Yeah, it's going to be way more upbeat today.
Yeah, so...
And to make it even better, I'm going to give your audience the chance to get some free Palladium.
Oh, sweet. Sweet.
They're going to want to hang on to the end of the video and get the details on how they can get a little extra Palladium in their wallets.
All right, cool. So you heard it. Stick around till the end, and then we'll be announcing a small giveaway for people in the Palladium circles. You guys have decided, your team has decided to give people the chance to recover some of the stuff from the nuclear fallout of a certain exchange. We're not going to talk about that today, but so this is how we got in touch.
Yeah.
So maybe to start, if you could tell us about the Palladium project. What is it? How does it work? And then we'll jump into the website maybe and walk through that to have a better view of the Palladium website and some of the details.
Yeah, so we've been around for quite a while as a trading company. We've been in all the people involved in the project have been, trading cryptocurrency for several years. It started out as, like I said, we did trading software, arbitrage trading, money market or market maker services, stuff like that. This year, March of this year, we launched our native token, the PLLD token, on that one exchange that we often talk about. But since then, we're on a couple other markets now.
Yeah.
And then, so with that token, it's tradable on a couple other exchanges. We still do the arbitrage trading. That's part of the project. That's how we fund the project, making the small profits on the price differences between exchanges. And then we also are launching in less than 24 hours our first real estate NFT collection. As part of our real world asset-backed tokens. That will, that's kind of what Palladium is as well.
Okay, so
automated trading and real estate backed.
Yeah, so that's like a lot to unpack. So let's say somebody's watching who has no idea about what Palladium is. So you just mentioned three things. So there's first of all, Palladium. The most important thing, I guess, it's an RWA project, right? Real world asset project. So the idea behind Palladium is that the company owns some real estate which people can invest into.
Correct.
Okay. Yep. Maybe you could unpack that a little bit more, if possible.
So, the company owns all the real estate. We don't leverage any of the properties that we own. And that's all going to be transparent. You can see all the data on our websites about each of the properties and the collections that we're going to be offering. So what people that want to participate in these assets, they can purchase the NFTs either directly off our website, or we'll be offering it on various exchanges as well. And they'll essentially own a portion of that property. So let's say they're like the first property that we can pull up in here in a little bit. When we go on the website, you can see it has about 10,050 NFT tokens available for that property. So if you purchase, 25% of those tokens, you essentially own 25% of that property. And if it's, we're going to have all different types of property, between like residential properties that are going to be rentals, commercial property, development properties. There'll be different, I'll say, passive income opportunities, depending on what you're looking at.
Okay, so the ownership of the properties is done through the NFTs that are going to be sold.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. That will represent your the amount of NFTs that you own of that collection represents the percent ownership of that property.
All right, so you do have an additional token as well, PLLD?
Right, that's the native token, which you can stake that token and earn passive income with the interest from the staking. And with that native token, you receive the benefits of our arbitrage trading, because we take a portion of our profits from the arbitrage and buy back the Palladium token on the open market.
Okay, so the tokens are aside. So the main thing is Palladium offers the ownership of property through the sales of NFTs. And then there is also a token which has nothing to do with the properties, with real estate. It's the purpose of the token is to for people to purchase it and stake it, I guess, right? That's the idea?
Yeah, they can stake it or hold it.
And take advantage of the arbitrage that Palladium is also engaged in.
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And when we go on our website, I can show that in more detail. And then, so with the NFTs, there'll be different ways to earn passive income as well. The first property in the collection is going to be a property that will be Airbnb out. So every time that property rents, your portion of profit that you'll receive will be dependent on the amount of NFTs that you hold. That will get paid directly to you in a stable coin, to the same wallet that you are holding the NFT in. So essentially, the people that purchase the NFTs get to have property management. They don't have all the hassles of the property management as far as maintenance, paying the taxes and all that. We take care of all that.
How is the ownership transferred over to the individual? Because I mean, if it's just NFT, it's not really a legally binding thing, right? It's just an NFT, unless it is legally binding. How does it work?
Yeah, there's a set number of NFTs, so you're holding it as part of the contract.
Okay. And are the contracts, I guess what I'm trying to understand is how does the purchase of an NFT grant the ownership to the person purchasing the NFT, other than through a handshake with Palladium? Like, is it legally binding in some way?
Right now it's a handshake. And, like I said, we'll have all the information on each of the collections on our website, so you can go and see all the P&L statements, tax history. There'll be links to that people can verify there's no liens or judgments on the property. I'll have the status of the property, that it's not in repair or being remodeled.
A couple of weeks back, I remember somebody mentioning that Palladium posted on X that there was a property that had been purchased. Yeah,
we have. If you check the website, there's two properties on there.
Why don't we swap over to that right now? So this is the website. Guide us through this, Kevin.
So let's take a look at the NFT part first. So if you go to utilities along the top, and then go to real estate NFTs, and then you can scroll down, and right there, you can see some of the details on the first property. Okay,
so this is the property that Palladium has purchased, right?
Yep. Yeah, there's two different properties there. There's an investment land property, and then there's a cottage. So you can see here, some details about the cottage, and then that the pre-sale is starting in, like, what does it say, 15 hours?
Yeah, pre-sale starts in 15 hours, November 22nd, 2025 at 9 o'clock, and then end sale December 31st, yeah? First round starts in, what is this here? First round starts in 40 days.
That's the other property.
Okay.
The next collection, yeah.
All right, so...
Yeah, so on this one here, you can see the details are there at the top. There's a total of 10,050 tokens. They're going to start out at $20 a piece.
Gotcha. So the purchase of an NFT. All right, so you've got it here. And where are these? Where can people get a hold of these NFTs? Like, which exchange are you?
on our website, and then it'll also be coming to Poloniex and other exchanges as we list with them.
Okay, but so for now it's Poloniex, right?
Yep, that's where it'll be to start.
Okay, cool. So this is a little cottage out in the Czech Republic, right?
Yep.
Very nice.
Yeah, that will be our first one. And then obviously we'll have more. And like I said, there's going to be complete dashboards. You'll get to see, all the tax statements and make sure that there's no liens or mortgages on the property.
Okay.
All that's going to be as transparent as possible. Try to give that, anyone that's investing in these tokens, that extra layer of confidence.
All right, so it's 10,050 tokens for this particular property. The area has got 142 square meters, so I guess you're going to have to do the calculations and figure out how much of the property. Oh, wait, what's the ownership here? 350 square meters?
You're buying, it would be represented with a 10,050. If you buy 1,000 tokens, you essentially own 10%.
All right.
And share in 10% of the profits. And the same thing if we sell this particular collection out of our portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say it sells for $50,000 more, you share 10% of that $50,000 profit as well.
Okay. So there's the purchase price, and the current value is actually higher than the purchase price, right? So
yeah.
So
then, like I said, if the sale price is $250, then your $20 NFT would essentially be $25 is what you'd get back.
Right. Okay. And the second property, I guess that's not listed yet. Here, it's not mentioned here on the website.
You can go up a little bit and click on right there where it says featured properties.
Okay.
You can get a few more details on it.
Okay.
Switches over.
This is the second property, then, yeah.
Yep.
This is not a building. It's just land, or in Poland.
Yep.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and starting next year, that's when we're really going to grow the property portfolio. So you'll see a lot more collections being added in 2026.
Okay, and I guess there will be a lot more ongoing sales. And I assume that once the sale ends, what happens if you don't sell all of the NFTs during the given time?
Yeah, then we, being Palladium, we get to recognize the revenue.
Okay.
Because we'll be essentially holding the NFTs.
Right.
So.
All right. So I guess this is the first stage of the Palladium process. Now, the second thing was the arbitrage that you mentioned, and that was kind of what I was a bit confused about, because I thought to myself, how the heck is Palladium dealing with real estate, and then where does arbitrage come in to play here? So
yeah, that was kind of our backbone to start with. Real estate was the new ad. But if you let's go to the staking page. So
right.
Here's where this kind of comes into play. Any tokens that someone holds, they have the option to stake their tokens. Or, I'm sorry, we should have went to the treasury page. But we just burned all our tokens, so there's nothing in there. But as we buy back tokens, they'll go into the treasury, and then we're creating that buying pressure on the open market every time we do that. And then, like I said, a couple times a year, we're going to actually be burning the tokens. So that will help decrease the circulating supply as well as that's what staking does too. So this is probably a good time to transition into that. So you can see we offer a few different staking plans on our site, so you can get a different yield depending how long you stake your tokens.
Right. 6 months, 12 months, 24, and 36, right? That's annual per percentage yield, right?
Yeah. And one other little thing I'll just mention real quick too is we're trying to work with CoinGecko to get our tokenomics displaying on there correctly. They still have our total supply at 100 million, and they have our circulating supply at like 52 million, which is 52 million is the total supply now, and the circulating supply is only a few million actually.
Yeah, CoinGecko is a bit sluggish with CoinGecko is a bit sluggish with responding to not demands to asks.
their support. Yeah, through their support. We've been working with them now for about a week, trying to get them to display it correctly. But if you go on Etherscan, that's displaying correctly there. But one thing I'll also point out that's kind of should be attractive to investors as well is we started out with a circulating supply of about 3 million, and you can scroll down and you can see that over half of that supply is staked by our early investors.
Right.
So we have a lot of participation and a lot of long-term holders in our project.
So I guess if we go to CoinGecko, what's the it's PLLD. It should be a ticker, right? Palladium Network 9. You guys are pumping 9%. Everything's dumping. Palladium's pumping. Well done.
It's more like holding. I would just call it a holding.
All right. So circulating supply, it's 52 million tokens right now. Yeah, and total supply is the same. Max supply, it says 100,000, but that's incorrect, you said.
Yeah, and so is the circulating supply. That's incorrect as well. It should be about a tenth of that, to be honest.
All right.
So we have a very low supply, and that's where we're going to be a little different than most projects in this space too. Because over the next 4 to 5 years, we're going to have 2 regular burns a year, and that total supply is going to go down to 30 million, or possibly less. Good reason to get in early.
Yeah.
And hold for a few years.
Right. Okay, so we've got the NFTs, which are ownership pieces of land that Palladium acquired, and there are 2 right now, and the first one starts in about 15 hours, so people will be able to get in on that. And if you are interested in joining that pre-sale, that's going to be taking it. I guess people could buy the NFTs either through Poloniex or...
right now on the pre-sale, I think they're just available on the website.
Okay, so just the Palladium website, yeah?
The pre-sale ends, they'll be on Poloniex.
Okay. And then the second thing are the tokens, which are available on Poloniex, and the tokens are, I guess, the way to make gains on that is through, well, the portfolio valuation on Palladium. The value of Palladium goes up, you make bank, and then also people can stake the tokens, the PLLD tokens through the website,
and
right?
A little extra as well. Yep.
Yeah.
Just like a CD at your local bank, right?
Okay, so that's 1, 2, and then third one would be the arbitrage.
Yeah, and that's how the project makes its money.
Okay.
That's how we started out as a company.
All right. Can you talk about that a little bit? How are you involved in arbitrage? Who's doing it? How is it done? I guess.
Yeah, we do everything in-house. So it's our scripts.
Yeah.
And we do it on the exchanges that we're traded on and listed on, right?
Okay.
So our algorithms look for advantages between, the different exchanges, and then to be more technical, we do like a 3-way arbitrage using stable coins to lock those profits. And then, as I mentioned earlier, from time to time throughout the year, we're buying back portions of the PLD token on the open market. And then you'll also see on our website, we're going to start announcing when the next 2 burns will occur. So you'll be able to see that on our website. And then obviously you'll be able to verify everything on Etherscan because we're an ERC20 token. We buy back tokens, you'll see them go into the treasury. And then as those dates come up in the year, you'll see the burn transaction on Etherscan as well.
All right. Yeah, so this is the automated trading section, the arbitrage section on the Palladium website. Is this the actual chart, or is it just the gimmick graphic?
Yeah, that's the actual chart. That's of last year. Yep.
Okay. So from what I understand, you're making bank through arbitrage. Why not just stick to that? Make life easier. Stick to that. Why throw in real estate hassle into the mix?
I think we saw an opportunity there to get more people a taste of property ownership, right? Because you can come in with a few $1,000s and have the opportunity to make or even a few $100s and have the possibility to earn some passive income, on properties where you don't have to be a accredited investor and have hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars, and you don't have to deal with, and we're making it simple as well. So you don't have to deal with all the hassle of property ownership. It's simple. You get the profits come right into the same wallet that you are holding the token in, and you can trade them out at any time. You can diversify across, different property types, and it's global, right? So we're going to have properties in countries all over the world.
Okay.
So, it's just we're opening the door for the smaller investors, as well as, giving like real estate investment groups opportunities to kind of diversify investments too, on a global scale, that they didn't with ease that they didn't have before.
I guess I'm just looking from maybe my vision is not as grandiose as yours, because I mean, if I was trading with a profitable arbitrage setup, why add the additional work hassle to adding a lot more, I guess, responsibility work? It's because it's real estate purchases, deals, and then
I think the RWA space is going to be one of the hot spaces in crypto.
Yeah.
As meme coins kind of phase out, you're going to have these tokens that have real world utility behind them.
Yeah, and I hope that meme coins do phase out, because I think meme coins are a drag on the crypto world. Especially, I think meme coins killed altcoin season. I'm pretty sure that's the main reason why there is no proper altcoin season anymore, and why the market just behaves completely differently, I think.
Yeah, very, very possible.
Liquidity has been...
I won't disagree with you one bit there, but like I'm saying, I think tokens like Palladium that have real world utility, I think, are going to become more common and more valuable in the crypto space in the next few years. So we're looking to be a standout in that area.
Yeah.
Versus just arbitrage, and that doesn't open the door to many new crypto investors. You're not going to grab their attention as much as you would with something like real estate. Something that more people have an understanding of. So we're kind of trying to merge those financial markets together.
Yeah, because I mean, with the three products, Palladium stands the chance of becoming like a proper, I don't know, investment, because you have three different ways of investing and earning money available, or making available to investors, right? So
and one of them is kind of, it doesn't matter what the market's doing with our arbitrage. We're just looking for price differences. We don't care that the market's really red like it is today. That's actually to our advantage, because we have, that creates variances between exchanges. So that's what we're looking for, and that's why I think, once more people find out about Palladium in the future, we could be that kind of token that when there are big downturns, people transfer some of their funds over here because it's more stable.
Right.
We're not impacted by these fluctuations, because we're not leveraged. And like I said, we profit whether the market's going up or down.
Okay. So you mentioned at the beginning, you mentioned a giveaway. Would you like to elaborate?
I got a special offer for anyone that's held on to the end of the video.
All right.
Anyone that's like the first 10 people that go out to either TapBit or Poloniex and buy 100 Palladium or more and transfer it to their custodial wallet, I will give you a bonus of 50 Palladium.
Wow.
On top of it.
Fantastic. Yeah, that sounds good.
And all they'd have to do is drop their wallet address in the comments on your video.
Okay.
And I can verify it on Etherscan. And
all right, so 10 people. So basically, Palladium can be acquired on TapBit and Poloniex, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And you can buy it directly off the website too. There's a feature to buy the tokens directly off the website.
Okay. The Palladium website.
I would recommend. There's a little bit of a premium
Mhm.
on the website, so the market is probably the best place
Okay.
to buy a small amount, unless you're a larger investor. We do over-the-counter arrangements too.
Okay.
So if you're looking to buy a larger amount for the future, we can arrange something like that as well.
So
You can
people
reach
would
out
have to
to me at
contact you
investor
directly.
Yeah, you can email me at investor@bld.net. You want to drop that in the comments below too.
Yeah, I'll attach that below the video. I'll pin that to the top. So the NFTs are only for purchase only through the website, Palladium website.
Right now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just pre-sale.
All right.
Now. So if you want to get in early, lock your portion of that collection, you can get in on the pre-sale. Otherwise, it will be available later on Poloniex.
But the free, the giveaway that takes place on Poloniex,
yes.
on Tapbit.
Yes, that's on the native token. So, and now is a really good time. I think we're at the bottom. We've come to the bottom. Not that we were impacted by the downturn in the market so much in the last 24 hours. We've been, if anyone looks at the price, it's been kind of holding here for the last couple of weeks. So it's a very good entry point from a long-term standpoint for sure.
All right, cool. So if you'd like to score some free Palladium, 50 tokens, Kevin's going to give away to the first 10 people who purchase 100 or more Palladium tokens, purchase of 100 or more Palladium tokens, transfer them to a custodial Palladium wallet, and then drop your wallet address below the video. The first 10 people will be airdropped another additional 50 Palladium tokens from the Palladium team from Kevin. Sweet.
Take
Sounds
advantage.
like a good deal. Yeah, it's like a 50% bonus. Ka-ching. All right. Well, I think we've got all the details on the Palladium. We got the scoop on the Palladium for the most part. Do you have anything else to add?
No, other than I think it's a great time to get into this space. Come check us out, read our white paper. I think you'll see we have more to offer than most projects out there. We've hit all the targets on our roadmap this year. And like I said, next year is going to be a big growth year for us as far as adding to our property portfolio.
Yeah.
So,
it's not a very large amount of tokens, not a very huge supply, so that should keep the price for the tokens at a pretty reasonable level. And with the present dump, I mean, Palladium is not it's not faring too badly in the storm right now. So I can imagine that once the storm settles and we are resuming back into the bull market, we should see, and you guys are doing all the footwork in the realm of developing and building the project, we should see the prices for the token, and I guess the NFTs and real estate as well pump, right?
Yeah, the future looks bright.
All right. Well, I guess that's going to conclude our session here. Kevin, thank you very much for joining me here. And
thanks again for having me on and sharing this opportunity with your audience.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks again, man. So maybe sometime again we'll meet under different circumstances. You never know.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Thanks, man. Take care.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.